In this video, I'm going to show you how to create this kind of photo manipulation I titled The Abandoned Shape. So this tutorial, I've divided it into two sections. The first section, which is this one, will be working on the composition and the blending of the major elements, while the second section, which will be the part 2, will be adding more elements to it and also doing the color grading. So let's just get started. So welcome back, guys. So this is going to be a really fun tutorial. So let us start off with a blank document of about 1970 by 1000. So let's just take OK. Alright, so this is our document. So let's begin by importing our images one by one. So I'm going to start off with a landscape. So I'll click right here, click on this icon and add a photo layer from photo library. So this is the landscape I would like to add at first because it's going to be our background. So click add. Now I think I'm going to flip it. Alright, maybe I want to scale it a bit. Well, I think this is pretty much fine. I think I'm going to take it to the bottom a bit. I think this point will be fine. So I'm just going to click OK. So now let us remove the sky. That's very easy. Just use your quick selection tool. Just select around the sky. So now it has been selected. Let's go ahead and click clear. Okay, so I think we can now deselect this, and yeah, let's go import another image. So click right here, photo layer, photo library. Okay, yeah, I think this one will do. Add. So I'll just take this one to the side. Done. And as we did before, we get rid of the sky. We're going to add our own sky to it. So I think I'm going to get rid of some of this. Okay, now it's well selected. Just as we did before, we're going to clear it. Not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, so now I think I'm going to fade this a bit. Click right here and fade. I want to use a linear fade. So I don't want to care about the top side. I think I'm going to cover that with the shape. So what I'm focusing on right now is the side which is going to be visible. Right, done. Before, after. Okay, so let us bring in the shape. Click right here, click on this icon, photo layer, photo library, and this is the shape we're going to be using. All right, so let's make it a bit smaller. I think I'm going to rotate this. Okay, maybe this point will do. I think, should I scale it up a bit? Okay, this is fine. So I'm going to turn off the snap. I think I'll take this one up a bit. I think it's fine at this point. So I'll click OK. So now let us import the sky. So we'll click right here. So go to the bottom layer, click right here, photo layer from photo library. So yes, oh yeah, here it is. Click on add. I think I'm going to scale it so it can fit. I'm just going to flip it because I want the light to be coming from that side. So I'll turn back on snap, and yeah, this could be fine enough. Click on done. So let's try and blend stuff in, but before we do so, let us give the sky a bit more vibe to it. So I think I'm going to delete this empty layer, we don't need it. So this is the sky. I think I'm going to duplicate it so we can have a backup. So we can come over here, click on curves. I want to give it a bit of some colors. So I'll take it to this point so we can see. So reds, maybe I want to add some reds to it, like so. What about yellows? Sure, take down the blues to give it a pretty much of some yellows. Do I want to increase the blue at that? So pretty much you can do whatever you want, the kind of feel you want to give, but let it start with the sky. I think I'm going to take this part up to wash out the sky a bit because it's a bit too dark at the shadows. Okay, I think do I want to increase the red even more? What about the yellows? Okay, so let's assume this to be fine. Click on done. So I want to go to temperature, so click on adjustment and temperature. Maybe I want to increase it a bit to add more reds to it. Alright, click on done. So this is the before and the after. As you can see, it gives the sky a bit more of a color. So I think I'm going to turn off all these layers so I can see what I'm doing. Okay, so right here in this layer, what I want to do is to separate this foreground from the background. So let us pick our quick selection tool. Just select the foreground, or should I say the midground, whatever you want to call it. Okay, I think we are good with the selection. So what I want to do, I want to click right here, click here, layer from selection. So now we have it in its own layer. So assuming we did some adjustment to this layer, it's not going to affect the one at the background, and that's what we want. So there's one thing I cite right here. This, I don't think that would be cool. So let us pick up our clone stamp tool. Make sure you click on source. It's showing this white. If it shows like this, click on it again. So let us sample right here and just brush. Oops, I think I'll play with the brush size a bit. Click on source again. Sample right here. Think okay. So I think we have get that out. So you can use the same process to remove this guy. And yeah, but I don't want to do that because it might take some time. I want this tutorial to be as short as possible. So now back to the adjustment. I think I'm going to click on this one. So click right here, click on curves. I'm going to undo that. I think we should first go to saturation. Let's cancel it. Click on adjustment, saturation, because the blue right here is way too saturated. Okay, I think this is fine, done. So now we can conveniently go to curves. Click on the RGB. I want to take this part up. I want to take the overall thing down. Give it some red tones. and take down the blues to add a bit of yellow. I think this look fine enough. Done. Here's the before and here's the after. Okay, so let's turn this on. Let's see. Here is the shape. Okay, I don't think this other side needs too much of an attention. So let's go import another landscape, because I think this part is feeling a bit empty. So let's click right, just at the bottom, on top of this layer, just below this one. Click right here, photo layer, photo library. So this is the one I'm gonna be adding. I'll put it right here. I want to scale it a bit. Okay, this seems fine. Done. And just as before, we just get rid of the sky. We don't need it. Get this side down as well. Okay, so click right here and clear. Let's deselect it. So before, after, well, that's better. Okay, that's fine. So we want to take down the saturation, because it's way too saturated to be at the background. So I think this is fine. This is fine. Done. So take a look at this guy. It's not blending. So I only want to blend this part. I don't want to blend this part, because I think I really like that different shade colors. So where do we start? I think we should use the effect paint tool, because we want to erase it. We just want it to affect that top area, this top area. Okay, so once you click on this tool, you want to click on effect and curves. So I want to undo everything. Okay, now we're going to give it a bit of a yellow, some reds as well. Okay, I think this is fine. Done. So you click on your brush, you want to increase it, reduce the hardness. I want to brush at this side, brush right here. And I think that's how you do it. Okay, so now we're going to blend in the shape. So let's pick these two so we don't make a mess here. So go to the shape layer right here. So you can duplicate it just to have a backup in case you just do some mess up. So you want to come over here, and we're going to be using curves. We're going to undo it. So where do we start? Let's add a bit of red to it. Come to the blue, take it down just a bit. I think this is fine enough. Done. So this is the before and the after. So now it's time to add some shadows. So first of all, we're going to add shadows to the shape. So I think we're going to delete this one. I don't think we need it again, and this one as well. So to add shadows to the shape at first, what we want to do, we want to click right here, click on select pixels, add an empty layer above it. Done. So now we can pick up a brush, a paint tool, which color. Just pick a brand color. You can pick anyone from the background. I think pretty much anyone. So you want to brush. I think reduce the size of the brush a bit. So you want to brush just at the edges like so. This is what we call, okay, a contact shadow. Okay, so change the blend mode to multiply. So it's the before and the after. So I think I'll reduce it. Okay, let's deselect that. This is nice actually. So the next thing, I want to add some cast shadows to the landscape. So it seems as if the shape is actually casting some shadows to the landscape. Okay, so I think I'm going to mesh this one with this one. So mesh down. So now we have them as one layer. That's cool. Okay, so to add the cast shadows, make sure you click on the landscape. You want to click right here, click on select pixels. I think I'm going to pick up my lasso selection tool, click on mode until it shows the plus. I think I'm going to add the size to it. Okay, so like we are saying, add an empty layer above the landscape layer. So this one will be for the cast shadows. So pick up pen tool. This time I'm going to take the size a bit to the top, all the way to the top. So what you want to do, you want to take down this opacity. So yeah, and just start small like so, and just start small at this point. You can take your time while drawing this. Just brush. So this might take a practice. Drawing shadows might take a practice. That's okay. I think I'm still gonna. Alright. So before, after, I think we did a mess here. So let's pick up our eraser tool. Just clean up the mess. So before, after, so let's change the blend mode to multiply. That look even more better. So I still want to add shadows to the shape. So I'll click back on my effect paint tool. So I want to deselect the selection. So go to your shape, the shape layer. Go to curves. I think I'm going to undo this. Click on RGB. Yeah, make it a bit darker. I think it's better if we duplicate it first. So we can also have a backup. So back to curves. Make it a bit darker. Take this down a bit. Done. So I want to brush it to the side. I think I'm going to turn the flow and the opacity down a bit so I can have more control. Going to darken this part of the chip. So let's take a look. So this is the before, here's the after. I think it's not bad. So you can work on this more. So I think, okay, I think I'm good. And right here, I still want to add some shadows. So what you want to do, I want to block the light from the side. Let's undo that. Let's pick up another two. So you want to duplicate this layer. Click right here, duplicate it. So we have them twice. And you can come over to adjustments, click on curves. So now I think we're going to darken it like so. Yeah, done. So we want to review it at this part where we think the light is coming up. So what we're going to do is to click right here, click on fade. So make sure you are using a linear fade. So just position it right like so. All right. Or you can even use, let's try what a radial fade will do. Let's click right here, let's invert it. Okay, reverse it. I'm going to put it right like so. Let's experiment with this and see. I think I'll take this part right here. I think this is looking pretty well. Well, this seems fine to me. Done. So this is the before and the after. So this is without the shadows. This is with the shadows. I think it kind of add a bit of more drama to it. So well, it's up to you anyway. And yeah. So what else do we want to add? About the sky. I think I want to block this part. So to do that, let's click on our lasso selection tool. Just take this part, let's feather it. Click right here, click on feather. I'm going to increase the feather. Right. So let's duplicate. Let's give it layer from selection. Done. So now we can deselect it. Click right here and transform. So I can rotate it. I can even make it bigger. Just put it right here. To add more to it, you can come over to warp. You can warp it to fit, to suit your taste. So I'm just going to fade some part out. I'll use a linear fade for this one. Put it right here. Okay, so this is the before and the after. It's up to you if you like it or not. And what else do we want to add? Should we add some highlights to the ship? Why not? So this is the ship layer. I think I'm going to delete this one at the bottom. We no longer need it. So this is the ship layer. So what we want to do is to add some highlight. So let's duplicate this. Click right here, brightness / contrast. Take it all the way to -100. And you want to change the blend mode to linear dodge. And come over to effects, click on, make sure you are in basic. So now click on bevel. So let's pick a color from the sky. Okay. So I think I'm going to direct it to the side. Yeah, something like this. Let's take down the blur. Done. So it's the before and the after. So I'm going to erase it from some areas where I don't feel comfortable having it, which is the top side right here. So I still want to take it from here. So yeah, this is the before and the after. I think we miss here. So before, after. Nice. So back to this landscape. So this one we add here, I think it should be darker. So come to curves. Let's take it a bit darker. Like so. Done. So this is the before and the after. Yeah, that's how it should look. And yeah, I think we are done with this part. So stay tuned for part 2. Make sure you subscribe, turn on the bell notification icon so you get notified when I post the part 2, because in the part 2 we're going to turn this into this. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next part. Bye bye.